Hello beautiful creatures, welcome back to my channel Fira. If you're new here, my name's Cordelia and I love bright and colorful alternative makeup and alternative fashion. If you're interested in hearing my thoughts about makeup, please be sure to hit that little subscribe button down below. And don't forget to ring that bell so you never miss out on one of my videos when I upload. I currently upload on weekends and as many videos during the week as I possibly can. So today's video is going to be a wear test and review on the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Foundation. I purchased the shade N05. This is a request from you. You asked me to review this foundation. Now, I was originally planning on doing a 12-hour wear test, but I got very sick last night, so I cut it off at 10 hours. I can say that my foundation looked the same at 12 hours as it did at 10, which surprised me. So let me tell you what the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Foundation claims to do. They have 47 shades. They claim to be true to blend so that whenever they wear away, you just are left with your skin and you can't tell the difference between your skin and the foundation. It's supposed to have medium coverage with a skin-like finish. It's a vegan formula that's alcohol-free and fragrance-free, and it claims to be suitable for all skin types, especially sensitive skin. L'Oreal says on their website that the way you're supposed to use this is by shaking well, applying it to your face with your fingers, and then using a makeup sponge to blend it out. So just so you know, I'm 44 years old. My skin tone is a very fair neutral to muted cool yellow. My muted cool yellow undertones can sometimes be a little bit tricky to work with. Sometimes I'm also called a cool yellow olive. I'm somebody who prefers light to light medium coverage, medium at most. I'm not a fan of medium to full, or I'm not a fan of full coverage anymore. It just doesn't work for me. I don't think it's flattering. So when I tried this product, I will tell you it's definitely medium coverage. It's definitely more coverage than I need on a daily basis in my personal opinion, just because I don't like that much coverage. I'm going to go ahead and insert swatches for you now of this foundation swatched against some of my other foundations. Here you can see swatches in direct sunlight of the L'Oreal foundation, which is the very long strip. Everything else is in sets of 2 on my arm next to other fair foundation swatches. The L'Oreal foundation is a great match for my skin tone in my opinion, but what do you think based on the swatches you see? Now it's time for the wear test. So we're doing a wear test today with the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Foundation in the shade N0.5. It's a neutral light. I've already gone through my skincare routine and prepped my skin for makeup. If you want to see what I put on or what my skincare routine is, click up here and I'll put a link to my most recent skincare video. I did exfoliate last night and I did use my shower mask in the mat this morning, so my skin is in as optimal condition as it possibly can be for a wear test. I am going to start by using the Danessa Myricks Prism FX Hydrating Lotion as my primer. Oh, and in case it needs to be said, I don't use any filters on my YouTube channel. What you see is my real skin. I am 44 years old. My skin tone is a very fair neutral to muted cool yellow. And I feel like the yellow sometimes comes through stronger than others because it will affect like colors on my face, like eyeshadows, it makes them warmer. This morning I got up at around 7:30, cuddled in bed with my husband and the dogs, and then by 8 o'clock was out the door for a 2.5 mile walk with Dave. We walked our 2.5 miles, we came back, I took a little 5-minute break, got some water, and then went into the gym to do pull day at the gym. So I did hammer curls, regular curls, rows. I can't remember what this one's called, where you're laying down prone and it goes above like your head. Like I did all of the pull things. So tomorrow I'm going to be in so much pain. And then I took a shower and came here to do the wear test. I put it onto the back of my hand. This is what N0.5 looks like. I'm going to dot this around the center of my face. And I'm going to use this IT Cosmetics 101 Blurring Foundation Brush. I feel like one pump is more than sufficient to cover my skin because I still have plenty left on the back of my hand. And I think the sun is coming through. I think I'm gonna have to shut the curtain or we're gonna end up with way too much light. I went and made my Real Technique sponge damp because I'm just gonna go back over this just to make sure it's nicely blended. I don't think I'm gonna add anything more to it because it's more than enough coverage for my personal taste. I'm somebody who likes light to medium coverage and I really like light medium. Basically, I'm looking for a foundation to blur my imperfections, blur my pores and my fine lines, and even out my skin tone, hide the redness from my rosacea. It is 9:55 a.m. when I'm putting this foundation on. I'm going to do the rest of my makeup very fast and then I'm going to come right back. It's 10:06 and I put on the rest of my makeup except for one step that I forgot I wanted to show you that I was doing. I'm going to put on the Silk Naturals Meld Powder in Light to set everything, make all of my makeup meld together. This is a loose powder that helps your makeup. All right, it's 10:07. I'm going to zoom in so you can see what it looks like, and then we're going to test this for 12 hours. And sorry, the sun keeps coming through, but it's like blinding direct sun. All right, so this is my forehead. Cheeks and under eyes. Chin. The color match is excellent. I feel like it looks perfect. All right, I'll be back to check in a few hours. See you later. Some video of me squinting out in the sun just to show you what this color match looks like out in direct sunlight. My eyes are very, very sensitive, so without any sunglasses on, I can't see in the direct sun. It's 12:23 p.m., so I'm here for my check-in. And I feel like overall the foundation looks good. However, I'm starting to notice like pores around the sides of my nose and right here through my T-zone that I don't feel like I typically notice with my foundations. Again, still feel like the color match is flawless. I did have a little bit of wear on the nose from my glasses, but that's because I never remember to try the trick of putting primer on your glasses and then putting setting powder on it so that it doesn't. I need to remember to try that someday. I will get close so you can check it out. I feel like my fine lines are slightly more noticeable than I expected up here in my forehead. Typically, if a foundation is going to be problematic for me. Oh, and by the way, we only are using natural light right now. This is all the natural light coming in through my window. So I'm sitting right in front of a window. This is natural indirect light. But typically when foundations are going to break down on me, they tend to like break down like in this area, like basically my forehead, my nose, and like to the sides of my cheeks. I don't know if those are like my worst skin areas or what, but that's where I typically see problems with foundations. It's not doing that yet. It's only been a couple hours. The lipstick that I put on is like completely gone. So bye-bye to that. Not a fan of that formula from so far. But I'll be back in a couple hours to let you know how the foundation's wearing. See you later. All right, it is 4:11 p.m. This is roughly 6 hours after application. And to me, I look like I'm like slightly like shiny on my forehead, like right through here. And then I look shiny to me like here and here. The rest of my face looks normal to me. And like I said, I feel like I can see a couple places where I feel like it's emphasizing a little bit of texture, but I don't normally feel like I have texture down here with most other like the lighter coverage foundations that I prefer. So I'm going to get real close for you so you can see my forehead, my nose, cheeks, my chin. I will say that I really love the color match because I feel like it's doing a good job of looking like my skin. I do feel like it looks a little bit heavier than I'm used to, but like I said, I think that's because I don't normally wear medium to full coverage anymore. But I feel like overall this looks pretty much like my skin, especially here on my cheeks. I feel like my cheeks look like over on the rest of this, this portion here looks really great. It's just right here in the inner part of my nose I'm not particularly crazy about. Anyway, I'll be back in another couple hours for check-in. Just FYI, I am not feeling well, so I'm hoping that I don't get sick. I feel like I may have a stomach bug or something, which would really suck. Hope that your day is going well. Hello. It's 7:45 p.m. I put this foundation on around 10 a.m. and by my eyes, I feel like it's worn off of my chin, like the ball of my chin completely, but I do feel like the claim that it makes about it wears away with, like in a way you can't tell feels very true because I feel like it's very difficult to tell that my chin is worn away. I'm definitely showing more wear throughout the sides of my nose, and I feel like I see more texture right up here in my forehead. But otherwise, I feel like this foundation is actually wearing down very well. Let me zoom in so you can be the judge. So this is my forehead. Oh, and my blush and highlighter is still on, and my eyeshadow does still stick around. So I'll be back in a couple hours for the final check-in. Okay, now that you've seen the wear test, what do you think? I will tell you my thoughts now. In my opinion, this is an excellent foundation. It's only like $13, so it's very affordable from the drugstore. It's 100% vegan in the respect that it has no animal ingredients, it has no oil, it has no fragrance, it has no alcohol. I did not find it drying or irritating at all on my sensitive skin. I really did like the shade match. I thought it looked great on my face. I thought the way it wore away, especially because it wore off of my chin, and I felt like you could barely tell, so I was very impressed by that. I did feel like more towards the end of the night, I started to look weirdly a little bit oily on my forehead, and like a little bit of like, I felt like my pores right here and my fine lines right here were emphasized. But I could potentially, you know, try a different primer or a different like loose setting powder on top to fix that. The foundation that I'm wearing right now, I don't feel like I have those same issues, and I feel like you can't see that at all. So overall, I feel like it does live up to all of its claims. It is medium coverage. It does fade away in a nice way that I don't think is bad at all. And I feel like the only reason it fades off my chin is because I will sometimes sit like this and touch my chin or ponder my chin when I'm thinking about a work problem or trying to figure something out. So I have that habit of touching my like face down here, and so I know that causes it to wear away. But overall, I was impressed by how it wore. I was impressed by the shade range. The 47 shades is great. I love the fact that it has a shade that matches my skin tone fairly well, because I feel like I often struggle, especially when it's higher coverage, to get a better match. And in my experience, if you don't have a perfect match when you're wearing full coverage, it's going to be very obvious and mask-like, which is one of the reasons why I think I really started gravitating away from full coverage, is because it's very difficult for me to find a perfect match for my skin tone. So overall, I'm impressed, and it's going to be a foundation that I keep in my rotation. Please let me know what you think about the L'Oreal Super-Blendable True Match Foundation in the comments below. I can't wait to hear from you. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and sharing. Thank you so much, beautiful creatures. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.